Hello and welcome to the video. Thank you for joining in. We're just going to go over a little bit about the basics of playing Slay the Spire. I wanted to make this video because I'm going to be streaming playing this quite a bit. So I figured I might as well show everyone what it's all about. So basically, there's three different game modes for Slay the Spire. There's your standard game mode, your daily climb, which has different like add-ons or modifications to it that makes it a little bit harder or a little bit easier. Just changes the way that you play the game for those daily climbs. And then there's custom, where you can add your own modifiers that you can sometimes get in the daily climb. But you can add custom modifiers in here, typically I play standard. I don't do the daily climb very often, but it can be fun. Both of them can be fun. So can custom. Just like try out different decks and see what works out. So Slay the Spire is a roguelike card strategy game, and in Slay the Spire you have 4 different characters that you can play as. We have the Ironclad. A lot of people like to call him the Iron Chad. He's the most, I would say, most basic and easy to understand Slay the Spire climber. He's very basic in that he focuses on attack and block and strength gain. I'd say that those are the core of the Ironclad, although there's a lot of different variants of that and a lot of different ways to achieve those. Then we also have the Silent, which can be a little bit more complicated and is a very different playstyle, I feel, than the Ironclad. I feel the core of the Silent is blocking, and most of the time with that I play, you've got your blocking, you've got your intangibles, which basically makes it where you don't take any damage basically for that turn. Then you've got your poison. She can stack poison over time. And then there's also daggers, which are 0 cost damage cards. And we also have the Defect. The Defect, I feel, is for me, one of the more fun ones to play, but I haven't played it much on this account. I started playing Slay the Spire on the Switch. That's where I started playing it, and I really enjoyed it there. But it's also on, PC, and it's also on iPhone. And I think they're this week coming out with an Android version of it. Anyways, so the Defect is fun. He has these orbs around him that do different abilities like damage, give you block, stack damage over time, and then also give you extra energy. He's fun. You can get the most diverse play, I think, with the Defect. And then we have the Watcher. The Watcher is, I'll be honest, I do not know how to play her very well because I don't play her much. But I'd say she's probably one of the most powerful climbers if you play her right. She has these different stances that give her different buffs and debuffs, basically. And yeah, so those are the 4 different climbers. So just to kind of go over the basics, we're going to start with the Ironclad. So this is Niao. He gives you. He's in the Slay the Spire lore. He's the one that revives you every time to go and climb the spire again. So when you start, based upon your previous climb, you get different options to start your run. So this is a good way to kind of explain a little bit about what you get here. So to make your character more survivable and more powerful in the end, you kind of want to collect as many relics as you can. See, I already have one relic right here. Burning Blood. At the end of my combat, I heal for 6 HP. Now, I can either add HP, which right now it's 80 out of 80. Choose a new card to obtain, a colorless card. Colorless means that goes in any deck. I can transform 2 cards, but take 24 damage. Transform means that basically transforms the card in a different card. And then I can lose your starting relic and obtain a random boss relic. Now I'm going to do the transform 2 cards because usually you can heal that damage back pretty quick. I mean, so we heal 6 at the end of each combat. So if we're good at not taking any damage, then it only takes a few rounds for us to get back up to our full health. So we're going to transform 2 cards, and I like to keep it kind of even at the beginning, but I'm just going to do 2 strike cards. Now those are some pretty good cards: Brutality and Flame, or Flame Barrier. So we can see our deck in here. We have 10 cards. We've got our basic attack cards, our basic defend cards. Then we have some different kind of cards on here. Bash is good because it applies vulnerable. Vulnerable gives us more damage, 50% more damage from attacks. Brutality will lose 1 HP but draw 1 card. Flame Barrier, gain 12 block, but every time they attack us, they deal 4 damage back. Okay, now we're going to leave. Alright, so this is our map. You can scroll up and see what we all have in front of us. This is going to be our boss, but we have these different lanes that we can choose from. I usually try to go for a good balance of question marks and elites. So I can only hit 1 elite this way. I prefer to hit at least 2 in this first stage, so I'm gonna go down here. I'm gonna take this path. This is a store or a merchant. Then over here we got treasure chest and rest. We can heal or upgrade a card at these. And yeah, so let's jump into a quick little round. Okay, so we're going up against Lice. And so you can see here we have 3 energy to start out with. Now there are different relics that can give you more energy and different cards that can give you more energy. Now, we said at the beginning that we want to try and get our health back up to full. So we're going to try to defend as much as possible. When you defend, it adds block, and I will block 5 damage. So I've got 1 of these already covered. And that cost 1 energy, so now I'm down to 2. I'll play this other defend, now I'm up to 10 block. I'm still going to take 1 more damage, so I could play 1 more defend to block permanently. But I'm just going to go ahead and attack. Now these guys, if you hold over them, you can see what they've got. So aggressive, they're going to attack for 6 damage. But then they also have this other status tagged onto them, which is curl up. And it states, on receiving attack damage, rolls up and gains 5 block. Once per combat. That means that once they do it, they can't do it anymore. Same for this one, but this one does gain 6 block. Now in order to get him out, and only have to deal with 1 as quickly as possible, I'm just going to attack this back one. And then I'm going to end my turn. I don't want to use Brutality because I don't want to lose too much HP. Now they attack me once I ended my turn because I spent all my energy. I wanted to end it. And now it's my turn again. So, I've got this card right here, Flame Block. Or Flame Barrier. So it gives me 12 block, and when they attack me, I deal 4 damage back. So that's great, because what that means is I can play this. I have enough to block all their attacks, and I'm going to deal 4 damage back to him, which is going to kill him. And then I can just focus on attacking this guy right here. I'm going to attack him again. He's going to curl up and get that 5 block. But the block ends whenever they attack you. Watch. See, it goes away once they attack me. There you go. That one died. And your block is removed at the end of your turn. Or at the end of the round, I guess. Alright, so then I attack this little fella. And there you go. So at the end, I get different spoils, and I get I'm gonna get 14 gold, and I'm gonna add a card to my deck. Now, typically with Ironclad, you want to try to keep your deck as small as possible. These are both good cards. I like this one because it lets me draw a card, get through my deck faster. I like this one because it also lets me get through my deck faster. And this one is also a draw card. But I'm going to go with Evolve. This is a question mark. You can get different events at these. Now, there are different things called power cards. Power cards sit with you for a long time. And this is a shop, by the way. This is a merchant. So I came here, I opened it up. You see he offers relics, potions, colorless cards, and then your deck cards. So I like getting powers as much as I can, so I'm going to grab this one. And then, look, we passed up this card earlier, but now we have it here. But I have a lot of block in my deck right now, so I don't think I need more block. I think I do need to get some more attack, because I only have 3 attack cards. Alright, so this guy just played an ability to up his strength. What that means is that from now on, his attacks will do 3 more damage, which is a decent amount of additional damage. Okay, so this is an elite. Elites are more difficult battles than your standard hallway battles. So we want to do the best we can to get through him as quickly as possible. So this guy, I know what he does. So he's kind of a pain, really, especially for heavy skill-based decks. He's going to play an ability that makes it to where every time you play a skill, he gains strength. And again, strength makes his attacks more powerful. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and attack him, because I want to get his stuff down as quickly as possible. I'm going to go ahead and play this because I want to get this out of my deck so I can focus on attacking him. So I just used my potion because I wanted to use it then because I wanted to get through my deck as quickly as possible. And then I'm going to end my... Go ahead and play that. End my turn. So like I said, if I play a skill, he's going to gain 2 strength. So I want to avoid playing skills. Even though I'm going to take more damage because of it, it's worth it in the long run because it means that he won't do as much damage and I can focus on just getting him out of here. And there you go. So, I look at what I've got in here, and most likely, he's going to die next turn. So now I'm thinking, okay, it might be worth it for me to go ahead and defend a little bit. Yep, so now I'm gonna go ahead and kill this guy. And there you go. I beat the elite. And so then I got gold, I got Gremlin Horn, and I got this key, but I'm not gonna talk about the keys in this video. And then I add a card to my deck. Now these are all some pretty great cards, but I want to get Feel No Pain. I love those power cards. Okay, so I've made it to a rest site. And while I'm here, I have several different options. I can rest, I can smith, or I can grab a key, but again, I'm not talking about keys in this video. So if I want to look at the rest of my journey to see where I'm at. So I'm going to go up against another elite, because I want to attack him. And so I think I'm probably just going to rest. Usually I smith. Because smithing and upgrading card is so strong. But I'm gonna rest. I also have another rest spot coming up soon. So if I end up taking up too much damage, I have another option there. Oh, this is great. I love these bottled ones. So I'm gonna actually start with anger in my hand. So I just upgraded that card, and what that does is that it gives it additional values. You can go in here and view your deck and see what upgrading them will do to it. So I'm going to look at this one. View upgrade. And you can kind of see that how big of a difference that is. So I get 4 additional block and I do 2 additional damage. It's a pretty big difference. Flame Barrier is a great one to upgrade. But I wanted to upgrade that anger because it's... Okay, we've made it to the boss for the first floor. And this is probably where we're going to end the video for this one. So this is the boss of the first floor. You can see I've made it here with 52 health points. That was more of a decision that I made because I could have healed here, but I decided to upgrade instead. So that decision could have killed me. We'll have to wait and see. I got a few more relics along the way up to here. I ended up here with 1 potion, which is going to help us out. I've got a decent amount of money, yeah. So, right off the bat, you can see that I've got some great cards to start off this fight. And I'm going to start with Shockwave. It's going to help me out to kind of mitigate the damage that he deals. Okay. And then I'm going to go with Combust. Get that extra damage in there. I'll just play that because it's 0 cost. It doesn't do anything right now. And I'm also going to play this, which deals 12 damage to him. So I'm down to 38 damage, which, not great, not bad either. So I used that potion, and I got my anger out here, which is going to be great, because now I can deal damage to prevent him from doing this negative effect on us. Because once he takes at least 9 more damage, he's going to mode shift. Or is it mode shift or mode switch? Mode shift. See, now I dealt the damage to him, and he's dropping down to this 20. Yeah, they gave him 20 block right there. Now he's got these thorns, which means that every time I attack him, he's gonna deal... Every time I attack him, he's going to deal 3 damage back to me. So let's go ahead. I'm gonna take this flame barrier right here. Okay, which is gonna be good for us. And then I love body slam because it deals damage equal to your block. So I've got some decent block right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Okay. Now I do gain 4 block at the end of my turn because of the power that I have. So I'm gonna go ahead and attack him again for this 8 because I know that I can cover that 3 damage he deals back to me and still cover his block, his attack rate. I'm just gonna end that turn right there. Alrighty, so I'm gonna go ahead and take this other flame right here. And I'm not gonna attack him because this is a decent amount of damage. Actually, no, I can attack him. I'm gonna get 17 block, heal 8 to him, go down to 17, or go down to 14. Then I'm gonna get back up to 18 because of my metallicize. Okay, so this is a good turn to have this on. Look at all the stuff I've got in my hand. So I got that defend, attack, 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 attack. Now he's still going to do a decent amount of damage to us, so it looks. But I have this power that's going to deal 5 damage to him. As soon as that deals that 5 damage to him, he's going to mode shift. And he didn't even have a chance to attack me. So I'm gonna go ahead and play this flame barrier. And because it's the best way for me to deal damage to him right now. I mean, I could play this, but it doesn't do anything besides take 3 damage to me. He had so much block that I wasn't gonna be able to get through. Okay. Now I'm just gonna hold on here, not attack. Because I need to manage the damage I'm being dealt as much as possible, since I'm such low health. That actually worked out really well for us. See, now I can do this. And he is almost dead. He is just barely holding on there. There we go. So, it doesn't really have to be this way. But really, when you're thinking about it, you should want to end the boss fight with as little health as possible. Because if you have like 80 health or whatever, it means that at some point in the past, you could have made a different decision. Like upgrading a card instead of healing at a rest spot. So you get a lot of gold from these boss fights. And then you also typically get a pretty good card out of it. And Barricade's going to be great for this deck that I'm running right now because it's going to give me all that block, and my block won't be removed. And then I proceed, and then I get to the boss chest, which is going to give me a really great relic. And I can pick any of these. Alrighty. And so I'm going to pick this one because it's going to give me extra energy, and that's going to be great for later on in the run. And that's going to be it for this video. I hope that you enjoyed. And I hope that this informed you a little bit on how to play Slay the Spire. I didn't go too much into different details of statuses and effects and everything. There's a lot to this game, and to really figure out, you're just going to have to play. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. Tune in later today and every Monday where I'll be streaming Slay the Spire. I also stream other games throughout the week, so feel free to tune in. Again, I'm Sinful Basilisk, and thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day.